Greetings, panels and fellow viewers. My name is Ng Ka King from Thesis 8 panel, under the supervision of Dr. Wan Muhammad Zakri bin Wan Abdullah. So now let's begin the presentation of my thesis, Hot Springs Research Institute, Revitalizing Setapak Old Town Through Pedestrian Accessibility. Setapak Old Town is a historic small town situated along Jalan Pahang, one of the earliest roads radiating out of Kuala Lumpur, leading to the east coast of Peninsular Malaysia. The proposed site is located at the north of the old town, at where Jalan Pahang diverged into Jalan Genting Klang and Jalan Gombak. The site is a 3.75 acres state-owned vacant land. During a visit to the town in 2019, it is observed that around a quarter of the mile-long town is vacant and abandoned. The urban issue identified here is poor pedestrian accessibility, which compromises the people movements and activities around the town, thus contributes to its decline in liveliness. An investigation conducted found out that despite the town can be accessed with ease as indicated by the moderate integration value, the town is observed to be not lively. When this data is compared to the physical environment, it is found that the pedestrian accessibility around the town is disconnected. The town is surrounded by a vehicular-eccentric environment and voids of vacant land. Thus, as the town is already well integrated and spatially accessible, the pedestrian accessibility and infrastructure is crucial for the town's liveliness. Relating to the environment, issue number 2 to be addressed by this thesis is the untapped potential of natural hot springs in Malaysia. Setapak town is blessed with a natural hot spring just a walking distance to the east of the town. However, despite its former popularity, the natural element is in a state of neglect and engulfed by private development. Thirdly, the thesis criticizes the exclusive nature of research institutions' architectural typology in Malaysia. A comparative case study conducted between Nahrim, a local public research institution, and the Hot Springs Research Institute of Kanagawa Prefecture in Japan showed that the Malaysian research institution is exclusive and inaccessible to the public. For the local institution, the public is only able to see the guardhouse, whereas the Japanese institution accommodates for casual public visit through its permanent exhibits. This thesis aims to design a Hot Springs Research Institute as a pedestrian link to the adjacent Air Panas neighborhood to enhance the pedestrian accessibility at Setapak Old Town. The adjacent Air Panas neighborhood has a long-time relationship with the Old Town. The neighborhood is built upon mine settlements around the natural hot spring with a direct footpath connection to the town. Following the formation of the Air Panas village or neighborhood, the footpath becomes Jalan Air Panas Bahru, a new road that reinforced the relationship between the neighborhood and the Setapak Old Town. Unfortunately, the road is now disconnected by the Jalan Gombak interchange located right next to the proposed site. An interview with a local further verifies the importance of the shortcut connection between the neighborhood and Setapak Old Town through Jalan Air Panas Bahru. So to address these issues, the thesis objectives are first to enhance the pedestrian accessibility of Setapak Old Town through reconnecting the link between the town and Air Panas neighborhood. Second, to propose a new research center specialized on hot springs to raise awareness and conduct research on the protection, development, and use of hot spring sources in Malaysia. Third, to reimagine research institution as a part of public realm that is accessible by the public through the incorporation of publicly relevant spaces. The proposed client is Nahrim, which specializes in hydro environment research and in collaboration with the local council to create a well-integrated public environment. There will be 3 research departments under the new institute, namely geology, hot springs geochemistry, and groundwater. So here's the view of the site, which has a 10-meter difference between the front at Jalan Pahang and the back at Jalan Tiara Titiwangsa. To the west of the site is the Setapak Old Town, and to the east is the Air Panas neighborhood. To the north is an existing inaccessible green reserve within the embrace of the Jalan Gombak interchange. The massing started with a basic triangle which corresponds to the frontage of the site. Then the volume is staggered to reflect the sloping side. The form is aligned to the adjacent urban form. A vertical marker in the direct view from Jalan Gombak and Jalan Air Panas Baru is established to signify the point of new linkage between the two. Linear blocks are placed in accordance to the entrances. Water elements are added. The main design concept is inspired by the geological landscape and hot springs formation in Malaysia. The architectural concept revolves around interpretations of tectonic plates, fault lines, springs, and mountain ranges and peaks. The facade is a showcase of the hot springs minerals through the colliding of different locally sourced natural granite stones, which is the source of minerals and heat for the springs. The minerals information and the stone origin are labeled on the stone at accessible height. Overall view of the development showing the pros Setapak Park at the background. Various pedestrian access points is accommodated in the planning to bridge the pedestrian gap of the area and enhance the pedestrian accessibility. The ground floor funnel visitors from Jalan Pahang. Just like when approaching a hot spring, only a welcoming cantilever canopy roof is visible, then the visitors are brought down to the main lobby through a wide staircase from the arrival foyer. The ground floor is dedicated for a 24-hour public roof garden and a Kuala Lumpur Skyline restaurant and lounge. A 24-hour public through block link connecting Jalan Pahang and Jalan Air Panas Baru is also accessible from this floor. Moving on to lower ground 1, this floor is the main lobby, auditorium, and the institute office. From the area outdoor, visitors are brought into this human-scale main lobby and concierge, where they can diverge into the proposed Setapak Park through the link bridge or go down through the escalator into the double volume research exhibition space. This main lobby at LG1 serves as a privately owned public space in yellow color that is open to public circulation daily from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Moving on to the lower ground 2, this floor houses the research laboratories and the public accessible research exhibition and hot springs gallery. The exhibition space is directly connected to the public plaza with automatic sliding doors and full height frameless fenestration for visual connection. This is the view of the Jalan Air Panas Baru entrance at LG2. This is the view of the building frontage of Jalan Air Panas Baru at LG2. The lower ground 2 also accommodate public activities through large areas of public open spaces in red color, lined with commercial, cafe, and food court. Moving on to lower ground 3, an entrance is created to connect to Jalan Tiara Titiwangsa and accommodate for the future MRT Line 3 station. Basement is the car park area with a possible future pedestrian tunnel connection to the future MRT station. This is the typical tower plan for first floor to 10th floor. The 11th floor is the observation deck, which is also part of the privately owned public space, which is open to public usage. The deck has the view of Setapak Old Town to the west, KL Skyline Panorama to the south, and Air Panas neighborhood to the east. The 12th floor houses a tank and pump for the landmark rooftop geyser fountain. 13th floor is the service floor with roof access. At the tower rooftop is a dry deck geyser fountain to signify the point of connection between the Setapak Old Town and Air Panas neighborhood, and also the level change between Jalan Pahang and Jalan Air Panas Baru at the bottom of the tower. The fountain comes with anemometer and will automatically shut down when the wind speeds too high. Section XX showing the tower, main lobby, and auditorium. Sectional detail of section YY show the pedestrian connection and level change from Jalan Pahang, Jalan Air Panas Baru, and Jalan Tiara Titiwangsa through escalators. This is a view of the escalator lobby at the ground floor and the KL Skyline Restaurant and Lounge. This is the K-Flight escalator atrium and vestibule connecting the different floors and terminating at a light-filled frameless glass enclosure. The detail for the frameless glass enclosure. This is the detail for the top of the frameless glass enclosure. While this is the detail for the lightweight, high-strength glass paver selected to accommodate foot traffic and fire engine access. Elevation for Jalan Pahang. Elevation for Jalan Gombak Interchange. Elevation for Jalan Ayer Panas Baru. And finally, elevation for Jalan Tiara Titiwangsa. That's all. Thank you.